So what is a supply and demand flip? Supply and demand flip is a reaction to a supply or demand level, followed by a pullback, and then followed by that supply or demand level failing. So that could be either with a wick or with a body. Either way, as long as price trades above that level or below that level. So we see that as a flip. So supply flips to demand, demand flips to supply. And there's different types of supply and demand flips. They're all the same basic concept of supply and demand, one failing, one taking control. But the main difference with these is liquidity. So as you can see, there's three different models here. The first one we can see is a sweep flip. And all this is where the decisional gets swept and sweeps some form of liquidity, and that becomes our target or our entry supply or demand. So here you can see price comes down, tapping into this demand level here, pulls back, tries to push down, and then comes up sweeping this high. This demand then fails, and then price comes back into this supply here, which swept liquidity and runs down. So same thing for demand. You can see that price comes up, taps into this supply here, pulls back, comes up, sweeps this low, breaks supply, and then leaves behind the demand that swept liquidity. So this would be where we look to confirm our entry. Then we're moving on, we can see we've got the inducement decisional. And what this is where we tap into demand, come up, and demand fails. And what this leaves behind is a supply here. And whether we want to use this supply or not is based on the liquidity that's generated here. So either price will come straight back up and run through in this model here, or price will generate some liquidity in the form of either equal highs or just one high here. Underneath this, try to push down, come back up and tap into here. And if we get our entry model here, that's a valid place to look to trade from. Same for demand. So what we can see is we come into supply, pull back, break up, create liquidity above this level, which is our inducement, come back into it and then run. So the final one is the inducement extreme flip. So what this is the same as this, but no liquidity is generated above this level. So as you can see, we come down into demand here, pull back, and demand fails straight away. Now if we were to create some liquidity below here, because obviously there's a supply level in this, then we could look to trade from this level. But because there's no liquidity being generated, price comes straight back up, taking the liquidity from this high, which is inducement for this extreme supply, taps in and runs. So we look for our entry here. So on the demand side, so supply to demand flip, we can see tap into supply, pull back, supply fails, inducement, no inducement created above this demand, which will be here. So we come down, taking the liquidity from this low, tapping into demand and running up. So that's pretty much the theory behind it. In the next video, we're going to look at some examples on the live charts. So stay tuned.